What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Welcome back to another stream. Digital Fortress here. We're doing a little more work on our Nuxt app for this trivia bot. I've had a couple more ideas since I last streamed, but we'll get around to that in a little bit. Go ahead and jump right in here. Today we're going to be working on, take a look at the fellow over here. So today we're going to be working on making that trivia game actually start. And then we'll also be working on the front page. So let's go ahead and move those over. And once we get that trivia game starting and we get it displaying the question, we'll work on getting the potential answers going, and then we'll work on storing the correct answer so that the chat can answer and maybe even get them right. Who knows? All right, so I realize that I'm now out of coffee, but we'll wait off on that for a couple minutes. Let's see, toggling categories off doesn't work. Maybe we'll even get around to fixing this bug where we toggle categories. In fact, I kind of think that's actually the first thing we should do. So let's go ahead and tackle that right now. First thing to do is to go ahead and make sure that the, this has been running, so we're going to restart it. First thing to do is make sure we run the program so that it actually serves it. All right. Once this builds, we will come back over here and check out. And you guys can see the little black box next to me. That is the chat, and this is where my next idea, as we're waiting for this to finish building. My next idea is to pull in the chat, which we're already doing, and create basically like a chat widget for the stream that basically as an overlay can sit over top of the like right here where this is, or basically where I have a chat is, and you can reconfigure it to wherever you want. The problem with this currently works, so if somebody types something in the chat right now, like that, it shows up, boom. But the problem with it is that that black box never fades away. And I have to have a black box in order for it to show up against any white backgrounds. For, let's say we're over here. Well, I need to have it show up against the white background there. So I turned it a little bit black. But the problem is it looks kind of ugly. I don't like it sitting there. I'd like to have it fade away if there are no messages coming. So that's something else we're going to work on. In fact, before I forget, let's go ahead and add that. We'll just call it chat browser source widget with fading background. I don't know if there's something out there like that. I did a brief look around to see. I didn't see anything, so and it's important, I think, as I was uploading some of these videos to YouTube, it's important, I think, to make sure you have the chat in the stream somehow, because otherwise, if you have them on YouTube, nobody can actually see. And speaking of YouTube, let's go ahead and take a look at YouTube here. I am just now streaming for the first time on YouTube. So hello to YouTube. Let's go actually take a look at it here. I apologize for the extra sound. All right. So yeah, it looks great. Yeah, this is working pretty good, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna turn the sound up just so I can hear. Yeah, I like that. That's good. All right. I'm going to go ahead and close that down. Alrighty. And if you haven't heard already, I'm working on several different items all kind of bundled into one. The first and foremost that I want to finish is the trivia extension / application / chatbot. And that's going to basically give a streamer the ability to walk away from their stream for a couple minutes and give the chatters, the followers, the viewers something to do while they're gone. So let's go ahead and chase this bug down. Last time we checked, this bug is toggling categories off doesn't work. And if I remember correctly, let's go over here to trivia. I'm sorry, not trivia, TMI. TMI, so basically this needs to toggle the category. So let's see if it's, we need to basically make sure that this is checking to see if that category exists, and if it does, toggle it off. And we can do that through what's called, what right now is the store index.js. So let's go take a look at that real fast. Toggle category. If there is no category, return. That's great. If getters.categories and getters.categories.include. So here's the issue. If I remember correctly, console.log getters. This isn't firing because it's not determining that it's actually getting anything. Let's come back over here. And let's just go ahead and toggle it as a test. Probably up here inside trivia.view in the mounted. Let's go ahead and dollar store dot dollar store dot dispatch toggle category. Dispatch toggle category. And let's go ahead and toggle food and drink. Let's console, and then let's do it one more time actually. And this actually needs to be an array, I think. Is that what we had said? Is it an array? Batch toggle category argument. The argument that comes in from the chat command. And over here, we're just toggling that specific category. Oh. I'm wondering if that include is going to work as well, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so let's go ahead and do this. That should be hitting a console log getters for both. Dollar store is not defined. Is it dollar store or is it this dot dollar store? Because I'm pretty sure it's this dot dollar store. Yeah, it's this dot dollar store. All right, here we go. Take a look here. Let's go ahead and refresh this page. This is going to go on mount. So that is undefined, undefined. Whoa, we got a lot of, let's see, these are all coming from the same, they're coming from 32, 8, 38, 32. So if I come back over here, we've got one here, 32. We've got one up here, 8, which we don't need to log that anymore. Let's, oh, yeah, I'm pushing that, you know what? That might be our bug right there. Let's go take a look at this. Remove categories. It should be slicing. So, find index. What we want to do here, guys, is we want to find the index of the category in categories. We want to slice from that index 1. And then we want to, yeah, that's probably what we want to do. So, and guys, I'm actually going to go get some coffee real fast, so I will be right back. Go ahead and take a look at my new scene that I have here. It's kind of cool. It's if you watch it close enough, you'll see it actually changes. That's pretty cool. So, yeah, I will be right back. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry about that. I was making myself a nice, delicious cup of coffee. And welcome to the stream. Appreciate you following. We're working on a couple different projects, but mainly it's largely a trivia chat bot slash extension for Twitch, um, using Nuxt as the front end. So yeah, we're making pretty good progress here. So let's keep the ball rolling here. So I noticed there was a bug. I didn't realize that I had just copied this line of code from the add category. So in reality, the remove category was actually adding, but I don't think that's the actual bug that we're trying to chase down. I think part of the bug is that it's not detecting that this is actually accurate. It's not detecting what's in the getters, or based on the getters, and I'm not entirely sure why. That should be triggering if there is something in the getters, which is right here. So categories, it should be triggering that returning from the state, and it's not. So we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna figure this out. All right. So what we need to do here is we need to look through all of the categories, which is state.categories. So, and let's actually do it here. So state.categories. Index of, and we want to do an if, because we just want to. I'm not sure if this will ever get called outside. Hopefully the mutation doesn't ever get called, but I don't know if it will outside of this action. So we're gonna make sure, we're just gonna double check to make sure that state.categories index of category does not exist, or that it does exist in order to remove it. So basically this should not equal -1. So we're actually going to come back over here and just double check that. It's been a while since I've used index of for JS. Take a look here real fast. Give me 1 second here. All right. Sorry about that. I'm turning something off on my phone here. All right. Okay, so index of, I think it outputs a -1 if it doesn't exist. So if it's anything but -1, so it's basically grabbing the index of that. So if it does exist, we're saying basically if it does exist, we want to do the code that's in here. Alternatively, we could do if state dot categories. I mean, it just depends on how you want to do it. Index of category equals -1. So if it is -1, we could just return, rather than doing all this stuff. But I kind of like having things encapsulated. That's just my personal preference. I don't think it really matters that much. But I like clearly seeing like, okay, so this is happening inside of this if thing, as opposed to if I have like a return up here, it kind of stops it from happening. Kind of similar to this right here. I don't prefer that kind of style of coding, but again, it's just a personal thing. So you are welcome to do it however you want to do it. So we're gonna do a slice on the array here. So I think the first one is it takes the array that we're slicing, it takes the index, and I believe it's needle then haystack. So we're taking the index, which should be, and let's just make this clean. If I can type right. Categories. I did spell that right. Index of category. And let's just grab that index. And then we want to slice just one. So let's go ahead and make sure that that is correct. It could be backwards on that. Oh, I'm sorry. It is. Yes, let's see. The first parameter, the start, is where you start, and then the end. I thought the end was. Before which to end. Extracts the second element through the fourth element. Okay, so maybe slice isn't the right one actually. I thought it was slice, but it might be. It's not. Let's see. Because what we want to do, make sure that we're doing here is that we're removing it from the array, and then we are collapsing the array so that the indexes update. Changes the contents of an array by removing or replacing existing elements. So let's see. Slice. Start will be set to the length of the array if it's greater than the length. If negative, and right now, guys, I'm just looking over here on MDN web docs, just because that's usually the best place to find documentation for JavaScript and such. Okay, so we don't want splice. We don't want, it might be shift actually. Nope, it's shift is doing the first one. Pop is doing the last one, I believe. I was pretty positive it was slice. Let's see. I was pretty sure it was slice. Turn the shallow copy of a portion of an array into a new array object, selected from start to end and not included, where start and end represent the index of items in that array. So really what we could just do, we'll just do that. So that should do that. Wait a minute. I am calling toggle category food and drink. So let's see. And why is that undefined? Let's go take a look at the category here. Dispatch should be. Oh, okay. I'm sorry, guys. I messed that up. It takes a an object there. Yeah, that was pretty dumb of me. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to trivia, and this is actually gonna be an object. There we go. Try that on for size. Okay. That's fantastic, except oh, and the reason that's probably happening is because I probably need to refresh, maybe not. Yeah, okay. So food and drink, that should have removed it, but so at least we fixed that problem, because if it was actually calling remove, now it would actually remove, ideally. But the problem is, again, coming back to this bug here, it's this problem right here, because getters for some reason is empty. And if I come over here and do context, just go ahead and console log context. I'll have to comment the rest of this out just because. Go ahead and refresh over here. See, that getters is blank. Why is getters blank? I'm gonna look that up. maybe there's something wrong with what I did up here. Maybe. Getters, get name, state. Oh, okay. That's why. It's because it needs to be, I think. Actually. No, that's not right. It does need to be that. Let's see. Name sensitive. Let's just copy this and come down here and categories. Yeah, getters equals. I don't think that's gonna work. So let's try it anyway. No. Yeah. Maybe. Well, maybe it's actually shouldn't be an arrow function. Maybe it needs to be just an actual function. Since these are functions or methods, it needs to be a method, not an arrow function. That didn't work either. Let's try this. I don't think I have a great example of where that's supposed to be working. Let's take a look at somebody else's code here. The state, I believe, is the only one that needs to be an arrow function. Let's take a look over here real fast at something. Okay. Let's say we want to get a specific. Let's check it out. So this, okay. These getters need to be. I apologize. I'm having a little bit of sound issues there. All right. And again, welcome to the stream. Appreciate you guys following along here. So that does need to be an arrow function. Context.commit sliced fruit. So what is the sliced fruit equals sliced fruit? Where is sliced fruit at? That's not terribly helpful. Okay, so to you commit an action, which I have that's happening. But the getters, oh, you know what? I think I know what's wrong here. What needs to happen here, guys, is let's actually just go back on all of this. I think we needed, what was that again that we needed here? Was it state? We need state, we need getters, and we need commit, I believe. Which we technically don't need state, but we're gonna put it in there anyways because otherwise I can't return the state categories. And actually I want to do getters, but it wasn't working earlier. So what, let's see. Okay, so that should be giving me some getters. Getters.categories.include is not a function. Okay. So 103 inline 3 of client.js, see index 36. That's because, so let's see if, see the thing, I really feel like that should be, yeah, that's not a function, but it is a function. That's the thing that I don't understand this here, is because this is blank. Oh, it's not blank. Oh. Okay. So maybe what we need to do is if getters.categories.length to make sure that there is a length instead of just getters.categories. So it's not a function, it is just an object that we're grabbing from getters. Okay, I think I'm understanding it a little bit better now. Trying to work my way through Vuex here. Okay, so getters.categories.include, I thought it was includes. Why did I put include? Okay, so it's starting to get there. It should have removed it though, because it should have toggled it once and then toggled it twice. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna do when in doubt, add tons of console logs till you find the problem. All right, so this one's gonna be add category. Since we have such a build, this is what I love about JavaScript. It's such a fast build that, you know, you can kind of figure it out pretty quickly. So we're calling add category twice, if you notice over here. And we should only really be calling that once and then calling remove category. So why is this? Let's see. So on the second one here, categories should have a length. And if that length is there, and it should include, so let's take a look at this function again, because for some reason it's not firing properly. It's not firing properly. Wait a minute. Oh. Well, let's actually back out of this here. Well, we don't really need that to be an object, and we don't need that to be destructured. So let's just... Hi, Glover Villa. Thanks for joining the stream. We're gonna pause here for 1 second. All right, guys. We actually got a special treat here. And I'll kind of show you what it is as I fix it. I apologize for interrupting the stream, but I just got something in the mail. I'm going to open it real fast. It is a rather large box. And it's really tough to get open. All right. Wow, that was an extremely large box for a very small package. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at this, guys. What we've got here, and you probably can't see it because it is sitting over, yeah, the green screen. Let's go ahead and get this installed real fast. I'll go ahead and mute my mic for you. All right, so having a little bit of issue here with the, so let's see. You know what? We're just gonna go back to what we had before. We're just going to do that for now. All right, sorry about that. Let's go ahead and get back to the regular programming. Literally. All right, so all right. So let's take a look at this includes, and um, it'll check to see if it includes that inside of state.categories. So which should be categories. So if I do getters.categories, so let's see. First one we did that category. Okay, so I think it's because it's an observer. So you know what? Since we're in here, we might as well do state dot categories, and because I think the getter is supposed to be used outside of us, not states, state. Okay, so refresh that, and it should be adding it and then removing it. I think we did this right. Add category. It console logs it twice, and then it adds it again with a single console log. Why? So that one's that one, and that one's that one. This one should have been calling remove category. So on line 35, we've got a 35 there and a 35 there. The first one's 35 and this one's 35. So on line 35, got this, which is an observer, and that the reason it's showing that is because at the time of printing it off, so it should have actually had a length. Now I'm really confused. Guys, we're gonna take a break for a little bit. Thanks for watching. I'm just gonna, if you want to hang tight, you're welcome to. I'm gonna put up the waiting screen and we'll get back to you.